Do you want to know the thrill of being a supervillain corporate CEO like Lex Luthor, but don't have the time to build a massive company? Ever wonder how it would feel like to own land property in this day and age, and tear up at the mere sight of a mortgage? Have you ever wanted to make money by ruining friendships? Then yeah, play Monopoly. But if you want to speedrun losing friends, then enter Monopoly Deal, an even faster game of Monopoly in card form. Alright. All exaggerations and drama aside, you're probably wondering, what's up with my Monopoly Deal box? Why is it all beat up and torn and falling apart? Don't you take good care of your games? Well, yeah, I normally do, but Monopoly Deal is a special game for me with a very special history behind it. And you're also probably wondering, is this a good game? Well, stick around. Let me give you the sales pitch to Monopoly Deal. And if you're still interested at the end of the presentation, then I got a special real estate deal for you. Let's get started with a quick overview of the game. Gameplay. The goal of the game is to enter the corporate arena, cosplay as Bill Gates in the 1990s, ruthlessly purchase properties, and win the game. How do you do that? By assembling 3 sets of specialized property cards bought with embezzled and repurposed funds, often obtained from friendly competitors in the open laissez-faire market. All players start off with 5 cards in their hand, and they draw 2 cards at the beginning of their turn. Then they have 3 actions they can take. They can deposit money or action cards into their bank, they can add a property into their ownership for free too, and finally they can play an action card. And that's pretty much it for potential actions. It's really not a complicated game. The fun part of the game comes in the form of action cards, debt, and role-playing as an obscenely rich person or Mr. Burns-like business owner. Action cards are pretty simple. They all have a monetary value that can be placed into your Fat Stacks bank account, but most of the time you're going to be using them to legally acquire competitors' assets. For example, say you see an amazing piece of land being squandered hopelessly by your best friend. This land, called Vermont Avenue, is an amazing piece of land that you know can be the source of a budding hotel enterprise. So, using a slide deal action card, you manipulate the rules in such a way that you help your friend by stripping Vermont away from this Luddite. Yeah, your friendship is going to be strained, but you know what's best for the both of you. Now, let's say that over the course of the game, you spent a considerable amount of time expanding Vermont Avenue and collected a whole set of light blue properties. You then contacted some old buddies in the construction industry and played a hotel action card to build, well, a hotel on Vermont Avenue to expand business operations. That's great. But this upstart CEO with a huge company named after a rainforest comes knocking on your door. He has a team of legal lawyers behind him. Apparently, you've been building this hotel without the right permits, and his great-grandfather, 4th cousin removed, owns the land you're building on. You argue back, showing the proper mortgages and contracts. But this troublesome thug with his fancy top hat and baldness and monocle shows you his fancy deal breaker action card and forces you to sign the dotted line of this legal document. Just like that, in mere moments, your entire company vanishes. Just like that. And your life's work on this land is gone. And now, you hate this person for basically taking away everything in your life. Let's do another example, this time showing how debt works in this game. Say, it's your best friend's birthday. You've been kind of an insufferable companion to your best friend. But it is their birthday. After all, they did show you it's my birthday card. It has to be their birthday, right? Don't mind the fact that just last week, they also said it's their birthday and played the exact same card. Well, luckily, all they're asking for a gift is a mere $2 million in the bank. You're like, okay, that's not too bad. You take out your wallet, look inside, and your eyes glaze over. Horrible fate has befallen you. No cash is left in your wallet. You rush to your bank, pull out your debit card, and check how much is left in your high values savings account. It displays a dreaded 0. You pull up your smartphone and check your stock portfolio. Oh no! Your entire fortune, which you put into MoviePass shares and stocks, displays that, unfortunately, the company has hit the new record low of
bankrupt.
It feels horrible. But at least you can post up a giant red arrow onto Reddit for some sweet, sweet upvotes. But before you can do that, you have to deal with this current dilemma. You turn to your friend, sweating. Hey, can I give you your birthday gift later? I've, fallen on hard times since that bazillionaire repurposed my company and took away Vermont Avenue, you ask. They shake their head. They want their gift now. They have the cold heart of a true business magnate and don't care that you've fallen on hard times. You stare into those stone-empty pupils and see only the green fires of greed and innovation. And they point to your only last remaining property, the one with your home on it. Park Place. That's your generational home. You've lived in that home since you were a child, and your father lived in that home when he was a child, and since his father's father was a child, and so on. You get into this huge argument with your friend. Park Place is worth $7 million, you argue. But unfortunately, because it's your best friend's birthday, and you've been kind of an aggressive buffoon to them, with illegally acquiring Vermont Avenue, they'll forgive you for all acts of hostility towards them once they own Park Place. Since you're in their debt because it's their birthday, you relinquish your generational home. Park Place and all its posterity over. But hey, at least your friendship is saved, right? In a weird act of karmic retribution way. And that's pretty much how it feels like playing Monopoly Deal. It really does feel like a game of Monopoly, except in card form. It's quick and aggressive with a single turn going blazingly quick. Expect anywhere from 5 to 30 seconds to a turn. You might get the really weird turn where two people spend like a few minutes arguing, trying to decapitate each other verbally like some kind of weird Treehouse of Horror Simpson episodes. But those happen like once a year, just like the Treehouse of Horror episodes. And because the turns are quick, the overall game is quick. Expect anywhere from 10 to 15 minutes per match. Maybe 5 minutes if someone got some insane luck draws, which is actually within the realm of possibilities because some color sets only have 2 cards, and they may have gotten some really, really strong action cards. The art for the game is exactly what you think it is. It's basically a bunch of old school Monopoly artwork thrown onto the card. By artwork, I mean colored rectangles and arc circles thrown onto one part of the card with some simple explanatory text on the other parts. There really isn't much artwork except a few iconic designs, such as the hotels and the Monopoly Man. And you know what? It really doesn't matter, because the original Monopoly had very few art design too. It's Spartan-like and clean and promotes clarity. Are the cards boring to look at? A bit, but that's not the main focus. The main focus is you ruining everyone else's time in this game. Not you getting angry at Monopoly Man's smug face asking something from you. And what is Monopoly Man asking from you? No, he's not asking for money. He's asking for something simple and free, but vitally important for you and everyone else watching this video. He's asking you to like and subscribe this channel. Why? Because if you don't, there may be a giant economic downfall in the global laissez-faire market, worse than the crash of the Great Depression. So please, subscribe. Do it to prevent the next Great Depression and to keep the flow of excellent quality videos running. And speaking of quality, let's talk about the quality of these cards. Alright, so my cards are pretty beat up. You might look at these cards and say these pieces of cardboards are terrible, terrible quality. Look at how they're falling apart and stuck to each other. Yes, it looks like some teen have taken them into their bedroom, flipped on the computer, and then spilled soda on them while watching some captivating videos. But let me tell you, these aren't your normal spills and stains. These are battle scars from woozy friends and get together. Having tangy barbecue sauce dripped onto my Monopoly Deal cards because, ironically, and this actually happened, it's actually a friend's birthday. This is a badge of honor. And at the same time, this was one of my first card games. This game has been with me for a very, very long time. And it's one of the first few games I experienced with people. I shared a spectrum of hilarious and fun memories with Monopoly Deal. You can call it what it is. You can call it rose-tinted nostalgia glasses. But the fact that this game is still here through all the spills and all the throws means these cards are surprisingly durable. It survived through barbecue sauce, pizza poundings, greasy fingers, ice cream drops. I just realized that I play Monopoly Deal a lot during meals. Okay, well, back on topic. And in the worst case scenario, this game isn't expensive at all. It's very affordable to just about anyone. So in a situation where you somehow impossibly get these cards destroyed, they're easily replaceable. Not unlike when you're hanging out with friends and they accidentally get water damage on a pricey Black Lotus Magic the Gathering card. Hey, you got anything to drink? Yeah, just check the mini fridge. Soda should be there. Hey, thanks. Oh, get it off there! What? This card is worth more than your college tuition. You're overreacting. Oh. It brings a tear to my eye with this very real memory of a very real card that I definitely have. So, after all this, what's my opinion of Monopoly Deal? It's a great game. It's simple. It's fun. It's addicting. And most importantly, it's short. You can bring this just about anywhere because it's quite literally a deck of cards. You can even bring it camping and play with some squirrels or deers or something. The game is simple enough that even they understand it. It's a versatile game that can appeal to just about anyone, and is especially a great introduction game for people who are just getting into card or board games. The game's length is long enough to build up some interesting basic strategies and player alliances, but short enough to prevent the game from becoming a chore. Powerful cards such as Deal Breaker and Just Say No, if used properly, can easily close out games and prevent them from dragging on. And at all points throughout the game, there always feels like something you can do. You're never locked in with no hopes of winning. Maybe you can negotiate a temporary truce with the player across from you. Maybe in the next draw, you'll get a powerful action card that can turn the tides in your favor. Maybe you can goad someone else into destroying your rival. And with turns being so short, you can immediately see the effects of your actions or someone else's actions, as opposed to some other games where it takes like half an hour before you can see the fruits of your labor. You're never left feeling hopeless or bored. And if you're an original Monopoly fan, then you'll highly appreciate Monopoly Deal. It may not fully replicate the mechanics of Monopoly, but it replicates the essence of Monopoly rage and satisfaction down to its core. From upgrading your property with a cool snazzy house, to ruining the player next to you by commandeering their entire empire. The sense of being that corporate overlord definitely is there. But I do have some words of cautions with this game. You do have to set some expectations, otherwise you won't enjoy it. It has a hard time being the centerpiece for a game night, though it's not impossible depending on how complex of a game your group wants. And most importantly, don't take it too seriously. Monopoly Deal really is a luck-based game. Yes, there are strategies you can develop, but at the end of the day, If a player just drew all the deal breaker cards in one turn, and is safeguarded by some just say no cards, then they're most likely going to win that turn. Unless some wildly crazy antitrust law surfaces, or someone just sings their own just say no cards into their face. Hey, deal breaker. Give me Park Place set. Some say no, you are a jerk that forgot to do the dishes. Okay. Some say no, do your laundry. Please take a shower. Okay, I get the point. Some say no, your food sucks. You can't actually cook. Okay, next turn. Yeah, something similar to this actually happened to me between a number of friends. And speaking of number of friends, if your group has more than 5 people, then you can easily buy 2 packs of Monopoly Deal and combine them to expand the number of players. It even says so right here in the rules. I'm not sure what the maximum amount is because I've never done it, but I imagine 8 players is pushing the maximum limit, and I don't think adding a 3rd pack will allow for more participants. This game scales well with the number of players, but it does have its limits. Monopoly Deal is a fantastic game that'll fit anyone's budget. Underneath its colorful mustachioed exterior is a simplistic fun card game that'll be enjoyed by just about anyone from budding new game players, to youngsters, to bored college dorm students looking to pass times, to rough rogues looking to belt out some power vocals. It's a good warm-up game while people get together to do something else, and if you want to get someone new into various card games, then this is a great introduction game for them. And all this while costing very little. The short, sweet gameplay and quick turns lends itself to peak chaotic entertainment. And the simple rules ensure that even in the chaos, there's very little confusion with what's happening, giving you more time to negotiate, taunt the other players, and loot their estates, which is what Monopoly, whether it's this card game or the board game, is all about. If you like this review, smash the like button, ring the bell, and subscribe. It helps out the channel and you'll get more cool content. Leave a comment on some wacky Monopoly Deal memories if you have them, or from old school Monopoly, doesn't matter which one, those are always fun to hear about. And about that special real estate deal, come this way. Alright, here's the real estate deal. There's this house outside Imperial City, 2,000 septums, waterfront property, asked for Monopoly Man. But remember, you didn't hear it from me.